Search is on for three British schoolgirls believed to be traveling to Syria to join ISIS. The three teenage girls vanished last Tuesday after boarding a plane to Istanbul. And today, Turkish police stepping up the search for the missing teens as their families make urgent pleas for them to come home.
We just want her to come home. If you watch this, baby, please come home. Mum needs you more than anything in the world. You're our baby. And we just want you home. We want you safe. Just contact anybody, let them know that you need help and you've got all the help in the world. You're not in any trouble here. We all love you. If anybody's convinced you of anything, then they're wrong.
And British authorities say at least 500 people have left Britain for Syria to join the Islamic extremists and could pose a terrorism threat when they return. So why are so many young Westerners flocking to ISIS? Our next guest says President Obama is not helping the situation. Joining us, Daniel Hannan, a British member of the European Parliament. Good evening, sir. And what is your theory as to why so many Westerners, so many of them, are flocking to ISIS?
Hey, Greta. Well, because it stands for something. It stands to us for something horrible, but unquestionably something certain. It has this apocalyptic self-confidence. And there are some young men, particularly, in every age, in every nation, who are attracted by that confidence. And they contrast it with the kind of milk and water, insipid values that they see propagated in state education in the West. And lacking a powerful patriotic identity at home, they grope around for an alternative.
Well, you have an op-ed written. And in part, you talk of the op-ed that you take a slap in the direction of President Obama, criticizing him for an apology tour back when he first assumed office as not being particularly helpful. Can you explain that, sir?
Right. It's important to have common identity in every country, something that people can be patriotic about, that they feel binds them together wherever their parents or grandparents came from, something that we can all believe in. And when you go around saying that we've been too warlike and too militaristic and too arrogant, sure, you get all the Euro panty wasters applauding you, but they're not the only people listening to the speech. And the trouble is, it makes it harder for people in your country or in mine to feel that they want to belong if they see the patriotism, the values of their country systematically derided and introduced by our intellectual elites. To put it another way, you've just got to be a little bit more overt and powerful in standing up for the good things that we've done. I mean, the best way to defeat a bad idea is with a better idea. Is there a worse idea out there than the theocracy favored by these madmen in Iraq and Syria? Is there a better idea out there than freedom on the Western model?
In light of where we are today, and forget for a second, the president's tour that you described as apology back when he first assumed office. In light of where we are today, what do you think would be the wisest, smartest thing for the United States, for the president to do about ISIS?
Okay, I think a ground invasion of Iraq would be a bad idea. I was one of a tiny handful of conservatives who opposed the first one. But I think a stronger foreign policy in general is a prerequisite. Being tougher vis-a-vis Putin and so on has a knock-on effect in all of these other parts of the world. There was a caliphate once before. The last caliphate died 90 years ago. Britain and France were at war with it. And we were very worried what will be the impact on all the Muslims in India and Egypt and so on when we're fighting the most powerful Muslim state, the commander of the faithful. You know what? It was no problem at all. 400,000 British Muslims flocked to the colours, all of them volunteers in the First World War, because the British brand was stronger than the Ottoman Caliphate. Because, as Toby says in The West Wing, they like us when we win.